Good afternoon. Hope you're having an awesome day. So this week's Torah portion is Mishpatim, which literally means the laws. And it comes immediately after the Ten Commandments. In Jethro, in last week's Torah portion, Shabbos and Shul was full and we all stood up and we faced the Torah and we read the Ten Commandments. And when we read about the Ten Commandments and when we speak about Sinai, it says there was thunder, there was lightning, there was a great blast of the shofar. It was the most spiritual moment that the Jewish people had, ever. In fact, the Jewish people couldn't handle the spirituality. They couldn't handle the holiness, and they passed out, literally. And Moses had to read the rest of the Ten Commandments to them. And here we have the most important moment in Jewish history at Sinai. But the next portion immediately starts, Ve'ela HaMishpatim, and these are the laws. And Rashi right away says, why does it say Ve'ela with a Vav? Mosif alanu shinim. What the Torah is trying to tell us is that these laws that we read about Mishpatim are connected and come from the same Sinai and come immediately after. But the question is, why does the Torah have to begin the laws of Mishpatim and tell us about when an ox scores another ox, or when someone has a real estate transaction and how he pays for it, or if someone cheats his friend, or how to treat the widow, how to treat the convert, how to loan money, etc., etc. We're coming from such a high of receiving the Ten Commandments, and we have this crash landing into the physical, brutal day-to-day life. And the answer the rabbis give is something that is so profound and so important to our day-to-day life. The Torah tells us, you see, each one of us has a moment, a Sinai moment, as we would call it. It's those moments when we feel so spiritually connected. We want to pray, we want to do positive, we want to study. We feel like we're so connected to godliness. But those are fleeting moments. They don't happen every day, or definitely not the whole day. Some people have it maybe once a day when they're saying their prayers and they're saying their Shema, once a week when they're lighting the Shabbos candles. Sometimes it could be once a month. We don't even know. But then you get onto the real day-to-day life. And what the Torah is telling us is that you know where you really find God? It's not necessarily in Sinai, but it's in Ve'ela HaMishpatim, in the laws that are day-to-day, and how you treat your fellow, in your honesty, and how you keep the laws that are so mundane and materialistic. Because ultimately, God is found in the shallow of the shallow and the depth of the depth. Not just in the spiritual. You don't just find God in shul, but you find Him when you go out to work. You know, Shabbos is one day a week. But Shabbos is where we gain that spiritual moment, that spiritual time. But then we go out to the physical world, and it's how we behave and act in the world that really makes us who we are. And that's the profound lesson that the Torah teaches us with this week's Torah portion. Yes, don't think that you're always going to be on high on the mountain and seeing God. You're going to have days where you don't want to get out of bed, where it's going to be dark and cloudy and snowy. Not just physically, not just literally, but in your mind, in your spirituality. You say, why should I get out of bed? Why should I be honest today? Why should I be truthful? Why should I go pray? Why should I wrap my tefillin? Says the Torah, because that's where you find God. And I saw this beautiful thought from the Kotzker Rebbe, Rabbi Nachum Mendel of Kotz, who was such a wise and great saintly tzaddik. And he says like this, every day in the Shema, we say, V'hayu advarim ha'ela, these words, Asher onachim mitzav chayom, that I tell you, al vavecha, on your heart. And the Kotzker Rebbe says, why does it say it should be on your heart? Shouldn't it say bil vavecha, in your heart? What's the message with the Torah telling you on your heart? And the Kotzker Rebbe says, because the Torah knows that not always is our heart going to be open to Torah, to godliness, to spirituality. Many, many times our heart's going to be closed, disinterested. And what the Torah is saying is, do it then too. Put it on your heart. Wrap the tefillin, study the Torah, go to shul, light Shabbos candles, keep kosher, be kind to your fellow, say a kind word and so on. Put it on your heart even when your heart's closed. Because ultimately, your heart will open. And when your heart will open, it'll be right there on top and it'll sink in. So my friends, don't take the spear when those days come. Just continue with our connection, with our obedience to God, to the laws, to the Torah. because ultimately it will enter our heart and it will make us better people and lift us spiritually. Have a great